Welcome. As said, this event will be recorded, and we are happy to have you here. And I'm passing a word to Miriam right now.
Well, again, thanks everybody for being here today. It means a lot to have the community come together, and we're really excited to share and have sort of interactions with you in this event. To get us started, I'm honored to introduce someone whose leadership has been a key part of Everybody Solar's growth, our board chair, Rich Marino. Rich joined our board in 2018 and quickly stood out as a thoughtful and strategic leader. He brings a powerful mix of corporate insight, philanthropic heart, and a deep belief of solar's potential to drive meaningful change. Since stepping into the role of board chair, Richard has helped guide us through major milestones, from bringing forward projects like YMCA's Camp Corey and Glacier National Park Conservancy to contributing to the strategy behind our first major donor advised fund gift. He's not only a connector of ideas and people, but a steady, committed leader who helps keep us focused on our mission. Please join me in welcoming Richard Marino.
Well, thank you for that, Miriam. Can you confirm you can hear me?
Yes.
All right, excellent. Well, welcome everyone. So again, Rich Marino. So at the risk of making assumptions, I think if you're on this call with us today, there's a couple things that probably apply to you, right? First, that you think that climate change is real and it's a very big problem. Okay. Second, that there's some other cause that you feel very passionate about, right? That aligns with the kind of projects that Everybody Solar has done or that we're contemplating working on now. Something that really caught your interest, and whether that's trying to address homelessness, youth development, STEM education, protecting an iconic landscape like Glacier National Park. There's something that caused you to latch with the work that we're trying to do. And then third, and this is the most important one, is that you are not passive. You are here because you are not just complaining about those issues, hoping that somebody else will do something about them. You're here because you want to make a difference. You're ready to roll up your sleeves as a volunteer or to help contribute to our cause financially, but you actually want to have an impact, not just hope that somebody else solves these problems. So thank you for joining us today. Right. And before, as we talk about Everybody Solar, you are in the right place to address all three of those issues, right? Because as we execute our mission to provide solar energy to nonprofits, we build stronger communities because we're helping save them money so they can apply that to whatever their primary mission is, whatever worthy cause they're driving. We help further that cause, as well as having a very measurable effect on climate change. I do want to give thanks and call out to a couple other people. First is Eunice Scally, our founder, and he's on the call and he'll be talking to us here in just a few moments. But Eunice is the individual who had the vision as well as the drive to bring Everybody Solar into existence, right? And that was no small feat. So a young idealist who managed to not just have the bright idea, but actually get this thing off the ground. So Eunice, thank you. Also to our volunteers and our staff, right? The group of individuals who works tirelessly every day to advance Everybody Solar's mission. And you'll get to hear from some more of them today as well. And then third and most important is our donors and sponsors, right? Those of you who over the years have supported us financially or with in-kind donations. Without you, Everybody Solar would be a noble idea that didn't get anything done. So all of the impact that we've achieved over the last 10 plus years, right? Dozens of projects in 16 states, not quite at a megawatt yet, but we're getting there. And I think Miriam will talk a little bit more about that, but some very, very real impact, right? And as I look at the map and I think back to all these projects, both the ones that I was personally involved with and the ones that I wasn't and the ones that happened before me, I'm proud of each and every one of them. But the projects that I get most excited about are the ones we haven't done yet. Okay? So there's never been a greater need for the work that we're doing. And I believe firmly that our best days are yet to come. So thank you for joining us here today. we've got lots of work to do, and I'll turn it over now to Eunice, our founder, the individual who got everything started here. So Eunice.
Thank you, Rich. It's really sort of an amazing thing to sit back and look at that map that we just had up at all the projects that we've accomplished to date. I started Everybody Solar back in 2011 with just kind of a back of a napkin idea that, wanting to have an impact on climate change and wanting to do more. My background is in finance, and that's what I know, but well, it wasn't that fulfilling to me. I wanted to have some kind of impact, and at the time, I didn't know of any really organization that was helping put actual solar panels on roofs of in a volunteer nonprofit manner. So at that time, I wanted to volunteer, couldn't find a good space to do that. So I decided, what, now's a great time to start something. So it was just kind of a twinkle of an idea in my eye, and we started kind of early 2011. And I think it took around 2 years or a year and a half to get our first project, which was for building together a peninsula in Redwood City, California, off the ground. And it took somewhat, definitely initially, a lot of nonprofits looked at us with a lot of skepticism of, what are you actually trying to do? Are you trying to sell us solar? And with the answer being no, we're just trying to help you fund it and help you reduce your costs and put more towards your projects. An executive director of Redwood City's Building Together Peninsula actually, she took a leap of faith and said, "Oh, I believe you guys will do this," and let us be their first partner project. And while that project took a year and a half, now we're to do around 25 kilowatts of solar. I'm really proud to see that we're now, our projects in process sometimes still take a while, but we're co-currently doing 4 projects right now for about 150 kilowatts, and that's really a testament to everyone, as Rich mentioned, the team, Miriam, our board of directors, as well as all of the volunteers and donors and nonprofits who continue to, believe in us to be able to pull these projects off. So anyway, thank you everyone for being here, and I'll hand it over to Miriam.
Thank you, Eunice. So I'm Miriam Scally, the executive director, and Eunice's sister, for those who don't know that. And I've been with us also since the very beginning. I started as a volunteer. I was a grant writer, project manager, and helped with that very first pilot project. We're building together Peninsula in Half Moon Bay, in the Bay Area. And since then, I've had the incredible privilege of helping grow this organization from a local California-based nonprofit to a national mission, where at this time we've supported 16 different states, and we are growing in those areas. And as you see on the board, 36 projects, over 700 kilowatts have been installed. And as Eunice just mentioned, we've got another 155 live right now that we're working to bring to fruition. What I'm personally most proud of is that our work has helped to power everything from homeless shelters to Native American communities, science museums, national parks, youth development agencies, and more. We, behind the scenes, have the wonderful opportunity to meet the faces that are on the screen today. But even our board chair today, Rich, as he hopped on the call a little early, mentioned that he'd never seen Ludmila or Sasha before. He knows their names, has worked with them on the internet, but the ability to connect and have the faces see one another, I think, is a powerful thing. And, some of our donors have the opportunity to visit sites or are familiar with some of the sites as they've brought projects to us, but many times they never get to do that. So this is an opportunity for us to connect and hopefully give you a feel of what it's like behind the scenes. None of this would be possible, of course, without the generous support of our donors, our partners, and our friends like you. And we thank you very much for believing in our mission.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ludmila Pustovit, and I am very, very happy to see everyone. And as Miriam said, to meet everyone in person, even though it's over Zoom. I have joined Everybody Solar back in 2021. Also, last year, I got a chance to visit in the US a few of our projects and see in real life how the solar impacts them, and this is the most rewarding thing. I hope you will enjoy today's event and hear from your fellow colleagues, your fellow nonprofits, our solar installers, for whom it's also an interesting part of providing solar to nonprofit sector, and our donors.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sasha. I'm communications manager for Everybody Solar. I've been with Everybody Solar for almost 4 years. I started just as a volunteer. I'm extremely happy. Like you could see me smiling because it's my first big event for Everybody Solar, and I'm a little bit anxious, but at the same time, I'm extremely happy to see all of the faces. I'm very, very excited to have this event, and I will give the word to Colleen now.
Hi everyone, I'm Colleen. I'm the newest addition to the team. I look for funding opportunities for our solar projects, and I also prepare our grants. So hopefully we'll have more funding for our projects.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, team, for the introductions. And now I would like to get us started. And first, welcome again, all of you here. We're so excited to have you. And today is really about celebrating the impact, celebrating resilience, and the power of people coming together around the shared mission of solar energy. We work to bring solar energy to nonprofits at no cost, as you all know. And we want to hear today from nonprofits, solar installers, and donors at different stages. About the nonprofits, it's those who have solar already and who have worked with us in the last couple of years, and they're enjoying the solar arrays. Those who are just starting and who are in the process of fundraising with us, and some who are about to go live and start enjoying the solar energy. As I mentioned, we do have some installers who make this magic happen, and sponsors who help make it possible. Transitioning to the panel, it's a heart of our discussion. So let's get started, and I'm giving floor back to Miriam.
Perfect. Thank you so much. The first question is, what motivated your organization to pursue solar energy?
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Harry Gonzalez. I'm the executive director of the Lord School. We are a very small non-public school here located in New York City. We are a state-funded school, and we serve children that have IEPs, more specifically those that have learning disabilities, emotional disabilities, as well as other health impairments. Our student population ranges between 5 and 21 years old. So we do have a middle and elementary school, a middle school, as well as a high school portion of our program. All of our students come from underrepresented neighborhoods. And quite frankly, they are probably some of the, most needy children in all of New York City. But with that being said, our school has been around since 1961. We have been located in this building, this current building on 17th Street between 8th and 9th Avenue since the late 1960s, early 1970s. Our building is over 100 years old. And I'm really interested in sort of solving problems for the Lord School that could be sustained. And, it's going to solve a problem for us 20, 30 years from now as well. But, our motivation for going after solar, I think, is, there's a dual motivation. Obviously, yes, I am about modernizing our building and clean energy, but also about exposure, right? And really understanding what clean energy is and giving our students an opportunity to, learn about solar and what clean energy is, how we could sort of protect our planet, and leave it for generations to come, right? And I think that it's important that we take care of what we have and expose our students to this type of technology. And then, there's also the dual motive of, sort of cutting cost and being able to use some of our energy savings to provide students with opportunities to go out into the community. And whether it be the world of work or service opportunities, we're seeking, opportunities around justice that they could be passionate about, really giving them opportunities and the means to be able to do so.
Thanks, Harry. And so just to clarify also, both the Lord School and in a second Niagara are active projects that we're currently working to bring solar to. I'll pass the baton over to Justin at Niagara, if you can share about you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Justin Rogers. I'm the Executive Director for Cornell Cooperative Extension in Niagara County, New York. So Niagara Falls is in my county, just to give everybody a global reference because you're all over the place. Very excited about this opportunity to partner with Everybody Solar. What motivated our organization to do it is very much mission related and my own personal drive to get a project like this done. If those of you are probably have some familiarity, I hope, with cooperative extension, it is a national program. There's a cooperative extension in every state. Cornell happens to be the land grant institution for that in New York State. And the natural resources and environment is a mission related area. So we do provide a lot of educational programming on a variety of different areas. So we have a partnership with a nature preserve that abuts our property. We do clean energy education, and we do biocontrol education for invasive species. So we have a variety of different areas that are committed to natural resources and climate change and a variety of different green related topics. When we had the opportunity to, work with a solar project, this was a great way for us to be able to satisfy our mission objectives and also offset some of our direct costs to the organization. What I haven't mentioned yet is that we are on the Niagara County Fairgrounds. Part of our responsibility is to run the county fair for our area. As you I'm sure can all appreciate, our energy bills become incredibly expensive in the month of August when we have everybody here for the fair, and our carbon footprint is very much expanded during that period of the year. So I've always been, I've been on board here about 5.5 years, and it's been a part of my drive to lower our emissions, or at least be able to try to offset that in ways that have clean energy strategy. And that's why the partnership with Everybody Solar was just made a lot of sense for us environmentally and financially to have this support. So when I learned about it from our neighboring county, CCE Orleans County, I was almost blown away that this was a possibility. I'm like, wait, we get to do this? And they're going to fundraise and they're going to help us write grants. And what do I have to do? Just assist? I was like, sure, that's like an executive director's dream. So I was really pleased about the opportunity. An organization like this is just something that you don't see every day. I know, I've been working with Colleen probably most lately about working on the grants. And anytime Colleen sends me an email, I try to pull myself out of my little bubble and make sure I respond to her so that we can keep the good momentum going. So as I'm sure you can appreciate, in our chairs, we wear a lot of different hats, but keeping this project moving forward is something that I've very committed to. And I appreciate the opportunity to showcase their work and speak on their behalf today. And looking forward to our project being completed. So thank you all for the work that you do to support this organization, whether you're involved or you donate or give your time, give your treasure, whatever you do. Thank you for supporting an organization like this. And thank you for the opportunity to speak this afternoon.
Thank you, Justin.
Let's move to our second question. And this is, how do you see solar energy aligning with your mission of values as an organization? And I would like to ask Covenant House nonprofit and then Jazz and Heritage from New Orleans as well.
When we got the call from Everybody Solar. Much like Justin said, I was blown away, and I'm thinking there's no way, there has to be some catch to this. This is not possible. And just leading up to receiving that call, the board and I had been having conversations just speaking about solar, because actually one of our board members was converting his home to solar. So that spurred the conversation. And then it was almost as if the stars aligned. So what Covenant House is, we are a social service nonprofit located right here in the capital city of Charleston, West Virginia. We specialize in food, housing, and healthcare. Our core service population is low to no income households. We provide rental and utility assistance. We have a food pantry. It is the only choice pantry in the area that allows individuals to come in and shop as if they're in a grocery store. That food pantry is staffed by our volunteers. We also operate about 8 to 9 different housing programs that each all have different qualifying criteria, from short-term rental assistance to long-term to permanent housing. I think that for me, this mission of receiving that call from Everybody Solar, of them truly just wanting to give back, and I think echoing what donors have come to the table with, but giving back to communities, and that's what Covenant House is all about. We are preparing to enter our 44th year of existence, and so we were built off the nuts and bolts of a small group of committed citizens and church organizations that came together to address a need. And that need was to provide food, housing, and healthcare to as many West Virginia households as possible. And we've been able to do that pretty successfully for the last 40 plus years. So it has been a pleasure. Thank you for this merger. It has been incredible. We are in the process. You may hear some drilling soon because they are out back connecting some of the electrical. They've been here for the week, and I think they're almost done, so we're a step closer.
So I'm Jonathan Solari. I'm the Director of Development at the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation. And our mission is to promote, preserve, and perpetuate the culture of Louisiana. And we believe that the best way to do that is to take care of the people who make that culture possible every day. And so we have a number of different programs that we operate year-round, whether that's tuition-free music education for 300 students through our Heritage School of Music, whether that's grant making across the state of Louisiana, or providing a platform for artists locally to be able to share their gift at our George and Joyce Wein Center for Music. So we have been partnering with Everybody Solar for the last 2 years to bring this project together. And really, every dollar that we save in our utility bill is going to be going directly to all of those programs that we are so proud of, and that is the heart of our mission. So, it is primarily a financial opportunity for us to invest more in the people of the state and in our programs. But at the same time, it's worth noting that New Orleans and Louisiana is particularly vulnerable to major weather events. And so that's something that's on our mind. Now, can we be good stewards of the earth and of our community in all of the different ways that we approach our work? So we're really proud to be partnered with Everybody Solar, and we're really optimistic for the future and so grateful for the support that they've brought to this project already, and to the broader community for supporting this. It's opening the doors for us to be ambassadors of our work to new audiences. And as our programming is available online and we want to be able to spread the message and amplify the voice of Louisiana artists around the country and around the world, this new exposure is something that we're really excited about. So thank you all for having us here today.
So the next question opens the floor up to a couple of new nonprofits. One is basically, how have you communicated the solar project to your community and or stakeholders?
Thank you, Miriam. The Way Free Medical Clinic is one of dozens of free clinics in the state of Florida. And we were in the process of completing construction on a brand new free medical and dental facility last year. one of the capital donors of that project came to me and said, "How would you like to have solar on the building?" It's like, well, that would be nice. So he hooked me up with Everybody Solar, and I kept thinking, well, what's the hitch, you know? And it was really amazing working with everybody to make that happen. Our first and highest bill was like 30 something dollars on a 7,000 square foot facility. Since then, we have been receiving negative bills from the electric company. Since we serve people for free, we can use all the funds that we can get. The way we communicated this to the community and stakeholders was via really the vehicle of this construction project that was going on that had really gotten the attention of the entire Jacksonville, Florida area. And it was very fortuitous that we did that. And Everybody Solar leveraged some additional donated panels that were manufactured locally in Jacksonville through Jinko. But since we had so much coverage in the community, including the local newspaper, multiple articles, it was an easy thing to communicate, and people in general are very excited about it.
Thank you very much. Passing it over.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Jordan Stone. I'm the executive director at Cottonwood Gulch Expeditions. I want to just echo everything that's been said. You all have captured a lot of our joy and reward, both emotionally and financially, in working with Everybody Solar. We have the pleasure of we're in the final stages of our second project with Everybody Solar. We did our first one about 5 or 6 years ago at our base camp property, which is in western New Mexico. And we're now doing a second one on our office property where I'm sitting right now in Albuquerque. And both experiences have been phenomenal. So our organization does outdoor programming for youth. And we're kind of the outdoor school for a lot of New Mexico schools and a few out-of-state schools. And we take kids outside on day trips, on camping trips, on backpacking trips, and connect them with the natural world. And a big part of our mission is modeling environmental stewardship. So we're not just out saying, I mean, we are doing a lot of like, hey, look at this cool bug, look at all these things, and getting people connected. But we also want to model what it means to treat the earth well in all different ways. And so the opportunity to add solar panels to our base camp property and now to our Albuquerque office property has allowed us to, and this question is communicating to our community or our stakeholders, we're communicating to every kid of the hundreds that come through our program every year that we're committed to renewable energy and committed to finding ways to reducing our footprint on the earth while we're teaching them and helping them connect with the natural world in a whole variety of ways. So it's been a huge boon for us. The financial benefit again has also been substantial. We've had 6 years of greatly reduced electric bills out at our base camp, and that's made a huge difference for us, saving thousands of dollars over that time. And we are very excited to get the same treat here in Albuquerque. It feels in some ways like a crime in New Mexico to not have solar because we have so much sun all the time, and it's great, and it's just coming down. And so the fact that we're able to harness some of that to offset our energy cost it feels good and feels again like that modeling of environmental stewardship. Specifically for the place where we are is a great way for us to contribute to to our community.
Thank you, Jordan.
I would like for us to hear now a little bit from our past nonprofit project. It's going to be Adventure Science Center and 5-Star Life. And the question is, what kind of feedback have you seen from your community?
Well, hello, everyone. My name's Morgan Renberg, and I'm the Vice President of Exhibits and Experiences at Adventure Science Center. Adventure Science Center, based in Nashville, Tennessee. We're the largest science museum in the state of Tennessee, serving about 250,000 visitors a year here in Tennessee's capital. And the response to our project has just been outstanding. So alongside the installation of 72 kilowatts of power on the roof, we installed a small exhibit inside where you could actually look out a window and see the panels and then interact with data coming from the panels from that window, as well as we took a panel and we broke it apart and allowed people to see the different layers that were inside the panel. And we felt like this really helped kind of make real for people the experience of, or like what a solar panel really is, because we all see them far away at on somebody's roof or a solar farm, but never up close. And we've really found that people have gravitated to this area in a way that far exceeded our expectations. And you see parents with their kids there, and they're looking at the graph of the data, and they're talking about, why is there power being generated now, and there wasn't power last night. And it's causing these community engagements that we really didn't expect, while additionally, of course, saving money on our electrical bill every month. And so we've really been pleased to hear from the community how interested they've been to sort of see this happening and to see us as a leader in bringing this technology in. And we're just very thankful to our partnership with Everybody Solar about to make that happen.
Thank you, Morgan.
My name is Aubrey Danielson. I'm the executive director of 5-Star Life. We are located in Southwest Michigan and Northern Indiana. And our mission is to change culture by changing kids' mindsets. And we do that through a variety of programs and curriculum that really targets a student's mindset and operating system so that they can, realize their future and their potential and make good decisions. And so we've had solar now for a couple of years. It was like everyone else said, it was a godsend. It didn't seem real or possible. And so, we've now had it functioning for about 2 years now. And it's been amazing. We opted for solar panels at our camp on one of our very large equine buildings. And it's just been such a great experience, not only for the cost cutting that we've seen almost immediately, but we've used it as a tool to really teach students about renewable energy. We have thousands of kids that go through our programming in our camp every single year. And so we've been able to incorporate teaching about the solar panels in our new gardening and agriculture program, and giving these kids opportunities to see in real world application the benefits of solar. And so, for our stakeholders and for our supporters, they're able to see it every single time they pull into our property, and it's been received very well. Our goal now is to just continue to have solar on our many buildings. So it's a process, but it's just been an incredible experience, and we're just grateful to be in this group. And with Everybody Solar, it's been amazing, and we're incredibly grateful.
Thank you for sharing, Morgan and Aubrey. And
the next question I've got is for Zuni, Youth Enrichment Project. And the question is, what are your hopes for how solar will transform your operations once it is installed?
Hi, yeah, thank you for giving me the space to talk about that. We are extremely excited about getting this up and running, especially because with all the things going on, we're at the moment heavily federally funded, and with the changes in the government's priorities of what they want to do with their spending, we are concerned about.
There's always like some questions that come up and some hiccups and things you have to deal with. but somebody, I can't remember who it was earlier, but somebody mentioned from, an executive director's standpoint, we've got a lot on our plate, and that was one of my hesitations in taking this on again was, oh gosh, am I going to have to spend hours upon hours dealing with this project, even though I believe in it, even though it makes financial sense. And it has been pretty smooth. I think the biggest reason for us for that has been that it really feels like a partnership with Miriam and Ludmila have been the ones I've been working with primarily, and it's not that I'm left on an island to figure out this system and this industry and some of the nuances and things that are new to me is that I can work with them in a partnership to make it go really quite smoothly. And so we're, as I said, installing a system on a second location right now, and it's been it's in process. In fact, I just got an email about an hour ago that they're going to hopefully do this installation in about 3 weeks. So that's exciting, and and I've been really pleased with how much I've been able to learn and lean on, but really with partnership with the Everybody Solar staff in order to make it smooth.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jordan. So I'm going to switch over to Dawn again at the Way. And one of the questions is if you can share a little bit with us about the consideration of going to battery backup and sort of what led you to that decision and step and what you hope it will enable that's different than just having solar at your facility.
It was interesting because we were at a board meeting after when we had launched the system, and I said to the board, boy, it'd be great to have a battery backup system, wouldn't it? And I started describing, how we would have to, write grants probably for it and everything. And the chair of our board, it like interrupted me and said, Don, I work for a battery company. He wasn't saying that he would be providing a battery system for us, but his company wound up being the donor of a $50,000 grant to cover the cost of that battery backup system. So for me, if I was already back even before the spring hit, having, negative electric bills, I figure if we can use solar produced energy at night to drive our buildings, energy needs, that it essentially would become a revenue center for producing funds, to allow us to grow our mission. So that came to pass. We got the grant, and we're now shopping around to see what system we're going to be using for that. So, it was really a no-brainer. Running a medical facility, and you've got patients hooked up to machines and being seen by docs and so forth, and you have a power outage, it kind of puts the brakes on a lot of that. So in order to be able to switch over, even for some dedicated circuits that we know that we would need that could be run on battery during the day, during an outage, it would be fantastic, because even during a hurricane, you're probably not going to produce a whole lot of electricity because of the cloud cover.
To help us better understand how nonprofits are using the financial benefits of solar, Morgan and Aubrey from our past projects again, can you please share how did it help to plan financially and relocate resources, if you have specific examples or your experience since it's been a few years now?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've had our panels now for not quite a year. We're in a building that's more than 50 years old. That's actually two buildings. We have two electrical meters and all of that. And some of our heating and cooling equipment dates all the way back to the 1970s. And so our power bill is quite a significant expense for the organization. And installing the panels has enabled us to shave that bill down by about 10%. So I'm in awe of the people here who are running zero power bills now, but even 10% for us is a significant reduction in what is one of our primary facilities costs. And so, every bit of that flows back into making our operations improve. We're looking to upgrade some of those pieces of equipment and things that maybe previously would not have been possible by redirecting some of that funding. So it's been definitely a benefit for us.
Thanks, Morgan. One of the conversations that we often have to have is sort of that misnomer, and we've got on the call a potential future project as well, is, yeah, in some cases we're able to do 100% offsets of electricity. And in some case, we don't even come close to that 100% because it really depends on that specific nonprofit, their rooftop, their space, if it's not a rooftop installation, and their actual overall load. And so it's a great example that you just shared, Morgan, about the fact that, yeah, in your case, it's not coming anywhere near the 100% mark. So, we aim to maximize the benefits for the nonprofits. And sometimes that is as wonderful as being able to say you have a negative bill. And in some cases it isn't, but hopefully whatever the savings we're able to provide will really help to minimize the load that you're having to carry and maximize the impacts that you have on your communities.
Hey, my name is Casey Cole. I'm the president with ARE Solar in Denver, Colorado. We worked with Everybody Solar installing a system at the Warren residences in the middle of downtown Capitol Hill.
And Casey, do you mind sharing from your experience how it is compared doing the solar installation for a nonprofit and commercial project? Is it any different? Have we been the first nonprofit project for you?
It wasn't working with a nonprofit isn't as different. That project had unique architectural structures. So just like any other project, everything that we do is custom. So each project has its own little quirks. But working with everybody from a higher level, like managerial aspect was really easy. We've actually installed since then. We installed a system for the Clayton Early Learning Center in Denver, which is on a 100-year-old campus where they focus on education and helping out underserved families with kids between 0 to 5. And we're also working with the Savio House in Denver as well. So really actually starting with Everybody Solar was a springboard with us working for nonprofits. And especially it's really great to hear voices from around the nation to see how solar is helping out in New Mexico and Louisiana and all these other areas, up in Montana, up in Glacier National Park, for example, as well.
All right, then we would actually, it will be a smooth transition to talking to our sponsors and donors.
So I'm going to actually jump to Joe and All Points North Foundation. I'm going to call on you. Is there a nonprofit project that touched you in a specific way? You've worked with us. Maybe you want to share a little bit about our history together and go from there.
Yeah, sure. First, thank you to everybody solar and everybody on the calls. It's just really a powerful way to connect us all. I'm with All Points North Foundation. We're a funder. Well, a couple of things. First, for our foundation, our focal areas for giving are directly aligned with Everybody Solar, right? We do Native American lands, we do science museums, and we do affordable housing. Probably, the projects that stand out immediately are the Adventure Science Center, right? First project I worked with was about 3 years ago, Miriam, was the other science museum in Chattanooga, if I'm not mistaken. We've also seen the transition now from relatively in the past post-COVID era, an increase in the need for providing solar for affordable housing. As a funder, probably like Everybody Solar is seeing, our requests are really ramping up, right? As many people are compensating and planning for the uncertainty there. Real pleasure working with you all. Great to see everybody here, and thanks to the participants for taking time today.
Thank you, Joe.
in general, what inspires you to support climate solutions, so community-driven nonprofits?
I guess I get to speak because I was the one of our household who discovered you, and that was really just by doing an internet search. So, which sounds very strange, but this was some time ago. Why I found you was because we were looking specifically for somebody to support who was doing solar. And we are very practical people. We like to see tangible results in terms of how we, give out our dollars. And so I talked to Eunice, and he convinced me that you guys were it. And the first project that we contributed to was in the North Bay, California. And we were very impressed, and we've just kept on since then. And in the case of the Cottonwood Gulch, notified them of what a great deal this was. And we'll keep going as long as you keep going.
Thanks, Ellen.
I'm gonna jump in here too and say there are very few things out there where it's a win, 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 like many, many wins and no downside. It's just an amazing combination of factors here that it makes it so easy to donate. It's a no-brainer.
Thank you both. Yeah, and again, our mission would not be possible if it wasn't for the support that we receive, and every dollar counts and every single partnership counts and matters. And so we're really appreciative of all of that, and for the many years of ongoing support and the folks that keep coming back, whether it's a foundation or an individual donor or any other of the models that we've had. I just want to we're going to ask just a few more questions and then come to a wrapping up so we keep cognizant of people's time. There are a few people who haven't had a chance to speak, so I do want to give that opportunity, opening the floor up to folks who haven't yet had a chance. Todd, if you wanted to say anything about Habitat, and any questions that you might have or any comments that you'd like to add to the conversation today, I'd like to open that to you. And then there's a few others on the call who also I would like to give you free opportunity.
Sure, happy to, Miriam. Thanks, everybody. My name is Todd Bloom, and I'm the Vice President of the Board for Habitat for Humanity in Waldo County, Maine. Now, Waldo County is in mid-coast Maine. We're probably about 2 hours north of Portland. But although we're on the coast, it's actually one of the less served areas of Maine, and housing, as it is across the country, is a huge issue here. There's a lot of economic challenges as you go a little bit off the coast. They're immediately, apparent to you. So Habitat for Humanity in Waldo County, our mission is probably pretty well known. We build and repair homes for people to be able to be a homeowner for the first time. And the impacts of home ownership are profound on families and on children. I mean, it improves their ability to learn, it improves stability for them, it improves economic prospects of the families themselves, and even has an impact on the town's tax base as well. So there's multiple second and third tier orders of effect from building homes. And we also focus a lot on repairing homes and doing small projects that allow people to stay in their homes. So we are very new to Everybody Solar. We planning to put the panel array on top of our restore. And if you're not familiar with a restore, it's Habitat for Humanity's. It's sort of like a Goodwill or a Salvation Army, but it's for construction materials, sinks, faucets, that sort of thing. Some of them are brand new, some are donated, and this is a way to raise money for Habitat, but it's also a way for economically challenged families to be able to buy. So the panels are going to go on top of the restore, and we'll see how much they. I expect it's a pretty new building and a very simple building. It's a nice, beautiful rectangle. And with an easily accessible roof. And so from the discussions we've had so far, I think we're going to be able to cover our expenses pretty well. And so the savings that we could realize from being involved in Everybody Solar will have a really dramatic and direct impact on the economically challenged people living in Waldo County, Maine. So thank you very much. I'm very excited to be with Everybody Solar, and thank you to the sponsors and donors. We know you guys are out there and behind all of this, pushing it forward.
Thanks, Todd. Lee, if you want to share a little bit about Collective Sun, we'd welcome that.
Actually, I wanted to share in my capacity here as a small donor but longtime supporter how much we appreciate Everybody Solar in their mission to provide access, not just access for smaller nonprofits who otherwise get lost, left out of conversations, but also for smaller donors, whether you're a small donor or a large foundation. Uh, they've been so supportive and effective in their work, and we greatly appreciate all of the efforts that they made to provide access. So thank you.
Thank you, Lee. So with that, we just want to take a second to just, again, thank everybody for joining us on this call today. We really hope it gave you an opportunity to connect, see the amazing work that other nonprofits are doing. It's certainly for me always even though I'm working with this every day, it's fantastic to get to see people firsthand again and see your faces and have you speak about your own missions. There's nothing more powerful than you sharing the type of work that you do yourselves. And we absolutely love that we have the gift to get to support you in a small way through this nonprofit program of bringing you solar. So thank you for everybody who joined, and look forward to working with folks ongoing and for some opportunities to reconnect in the future. Have a wonderful rest of your days.